These are signs he's just not that into you. If you're new here and trying to understand the guy that you like is like repeatedly hitting your head off of a brick wall, then I would highly advise clicking follow. Number 1. You guys flirt, you have good banter, you get on well. Sometimes he'll reply in an instant and it's like you're high on life. Literally, best day ever, on top of the world. And then sometimes he won't reply for 3 to 5 business days. You'll obsess and check to see if he's posted anything. He hasn't. And then out of nowhere on a random Wednesday at 3 a.m, he hits you with the, "So sorry, I've only just seen these messages," with some lame excuse like "I've not had Wi-Fi for a week." Whilst yes, this could be a possibility, the odds of this happening are very slim. And is much more likely that he's out with other people, has failed to let you know, and or has blocked you from his Instagram stories. And the timing, immaculate. Any message after midnight, 9 times out of 10, it's a booty call. Not him confessing his undying love to you. Number 2. It's always you taking the lead, planning and initiating everything. Dates, calls, it's always you messaging first. Now, if he's flirty with you, I can understand how this can be confusing. Because you'll be sat thinking to yourself, well, he must like me. And yes, he does, just not enough to make you a priority. If it feels like everything is on his terms and you're having to do the chasing and posting Instagram stories designed specifically for him to see, just to remind him of your existence. Babe, if he liked you that much, he would not be forgetting about you, believe me. He's seen your messages and is choosing not to reply to them. Number 3 is pretty fucking common sense. Any conversation you have where you talk about your emotions and you tell him that you like him, especially the "what are we" chat, if he shuts it down or quickly changes subject, or if he point blank tells you he doesn't want a relationship, it is not on you to try and change his mind on that. Believe him and walk away. These are the best questions to ask on a first date. If you're new here and your idea of a relationship is a 6-month talking stage, then I suggest you listen the fuck up and click follow. Now for the good stuff. Number 1. Shout out to the girlie on TikTok who birthed this idea, whose name I cannot remember. But if you know who she is, please tag her because this bitch is a genius. If you want to know what they really think of you on the first date, ask them this. Random question, but if police were to come in here now and arrest me, what would you assume I was being arrested for? Then, without realizing, they're going to tell you what their first impression of you is. Number 2, do you believe in second chances? This is going to tell you very quickly what their expectations are from you if they fuck up. Because if they're on board with second chances, best believe they're expecting you to be too. So just bear that one in mind. And if you dare, ask them why they believe that. If you do that, this is probably going to take you into deep conversation territory. So now you can comfortably ask them question number 3 without it being weird. Timing is everything on this one because you do not want it to seem like an interrogation. In a very casual tone, you're going to say something like this. So what's your family situation like? Are your parents still together? This is the perfect layup for backstory, and they'll share whatever they feel comfortable sharing with you. But if their parents are together still, you know they've grown up around a healthy relationship. And if not, they've either got the best character development story known to man, or childhood trauma that you may need to work through with them, if they haven't done the inner work they needed to. So if you're feeling really ballsy, a great follow-up question would be, so what are your thoughts on therapy? And this is exactly how you'll find out if they've done that. And last but not least, number 4, without giving them any of the answers and telling them what your future plans are first, you're going to ask them this. If I told you you could accomplish anything you put your mind to, where would you see yourself in 2 years and what would that look like to you? Now, if they don't mention anything that you personally have in mind for yourself, you can simply reply with, well, for me, I could see it going this way. Let's say, for example, that thing is family. You can then follow on with, what are your thoughts on that? Is it something that you see for yourself in the future? In this way, it is so non-invasive. And it is so much easier and quicker for you to find the people that do not align with you and the ones that do. You are welcome, thank me later. Things girls do but will never admit to. Girls, I'm so sorry that this is now public knowledge. And to the guys out there, watch at your own peril, because you'll never be able to look at a girl the same again. Number 1, girls do fart around other people. But for some reason, because our anxiety is heightened at the thought of other people finding out, we've adapted and evolved to be able to control it, to do it silently when around others. Then we'll sit and pray that it has no odour. And we'll only say something if we accidentally make noise or if we get called out. And best believe when we do, for the most part, something or someone else will get the blame. Number 2, most of us have one bra for everything that we wear every single day. without fail. And this one bra gets washed, I'm gonna say maybe twice a year. Yeah, we're not the greatest when it comes to laundry because we will quite literally wait till we have no underwear left until we actually put a load on. And then when we do, we take that fresh, clean pile and dump it back on our bedroom floor for the next 7 to 14 days. And if someone comes over in that time, we're not putting it away. That is getting shoved in the wardrobe and we are praying that the door's shut. And number 3, when we're relaxing or bored, we also put our hands down our pants. Why do we all do this? Things only girls will understand. If you're a girl, prepare to watch the most relatable video you have ever seen. And if you want to see some more of that top quality content, then I suggest you click follow. Number 1, realizing the pool of guys you actually find attractive are either famous, fictional, twice your age, or quite frankly do not know you exist. Number 2, we all have that one bag that we can fit our whole entire lives into, and we take it everywhere with us just in case. So when we do leave the house with just our phone and keys, we always feel like we've forgotten something. Number 3, arguably one of the most annoying things in the world. You're having a bad hair day, which means you absolutely have to slick your hair back in a ponytail. But that hair tie has a personal vendetta against you. It is too loose to tie tight, but the loop is too small to tie it around another time. But for some reason we don't take no for an answer, and then proceed to almost cut off all circulation in our finger, only for the hairband to fucking snap. And number 4, you know when your boobs just don't go with your outfit? Like either they're too small to fill out the cups, or they're that big that almost everything you wear suddenly looks sexualized. And do not get me started on the warping of graphic tees. It's a hard life. These are conversation starters for your crush, the late night deep talk kind. And if you want more of where that came from, then I suggest you click follow. Let's get into it. The first thing you absolutely have to do is text them, "Can I ask you a question?" And don't send it straight after, wait for their reply, because this is already going to make them nervous and spike their curiosity. So this is just going to increase the odds of you getting an instant reply. Number 1, what is the best compliment you've ever received? Their reply is going to tell you the one thing that they actually like about themselves. So take a mental note and remind them of it often. This is then also setting you up to have the perfect segue to one-up whatever the best compliment was that they received. You could be smooth with it and be like, "Let me try beat that for you," and then give them another compliment along the lines of the other one, but with a little bit of pizzazz. Trust me, they'll love you for it. Number 2, you're going to ask them, do people trust you with secrets? See if they're honest, this is going to tell you a lot about whether they're trustworthy and loyal. Take that information and do with it what you will. If you want them to like you, after that little nugget of wisdom, tell them something you haven't told anyone. Now this could be something quite stupid or casual or something really deep. But the key is to let them know that they are the first person to know this. It's gonna make them feel super special. Okay, number 3. What is something that makes you lose track of time? If they're your crush, you want to know what their interests are, right? And this is just a way better way of asking that. It's like less interview style and more casual and thoughtful. And also if you're trying to date them, this is probably a good thing for you to remember because you can try and plan future dates around the things that they love. You want them to lose track of time with you, right? So creating dates around that thing is going to make them associate losing track of time with you also. Now this last one I told you is my absolute favorite question, and that is because if done correctly, you two will be up for hours talking. And it's like the best conversations and you really get to know each other. Ask them, what do you want to be remembered for? You will literally find out so much about them from that one thing.